ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ hello and welcome back to yet another fabulous episode of our talk show with experts. మనతో ఉన్న మన expert Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being on the show today, Andy.
Thanks for inviting me, garu.
Thank you, sir. And for those who are watching, call our expert. The number is 1-833-882-8872. The number again is 1-833-882-8872. Watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World BB TV, and Dish Network. All right, Rahul Garu, today is another favorite, I should say, of mine topic. Trump 2.0, from the Greencard hopeful to deportation target and the future of employment-based immigration. Now, this has always been a sore point with the Trump administration in terms of people who are looking for employment-based immigration opportunities over here, and I will agree to that. So tell us a little bit more about what you're expecting with if and when there is a new administration, and if it is Trump again. What are some things that people need to look forward to, not look forward to? What should they hide from? Please tell us all.
First, it looks very certain that he's going to be the Republican nominee. So we have to say that he has 50% chance of winning the election, given the history of what it's been from the past 200 years. There are only two candidates, and both are equally good in numbers right now. So we have seen Trump before, definitely, how he has done between 2016 to 2020. Definitely, he's not going to be in favor of business immigration. In fact, he considers immigrants as undesirables. I don't know what he means. Does he mean this for his wife? I don't know about that. He also has a lot of nice words for immigration lawyers. He calls us dirty immigration lawyers. I don't know why he feels that way. But anyway, coming to the point, he will not be that nice with us. What are the things have changed since the Biden administration has changed, especially in favor? We used to get 1-year H1Bs. Now we're getting 3-year H1Bs, which actually was more like a court judgment. It has nothing to do with Biden, though. A lot of people may give credit to Biden, but that's nothing to do with Biden. We had issues with regards to the consulting companies not getting the H1B approvals when the end client list is not there. And that has nothing to do actually with Biden either, though. It was more of the court case, though. Now, we had H4 and H4 EAD when we are applying along with the H1B. They didn't used to approve the H4 and H4 EAD, which also has to do with court. Now, having said all these things, though, in the previous Obama administration, we used to get the 3 years H1B approval. There are some 1-year H1B approvals. H1, H4, and EAD used to get approved together. H4 EAD regulations was passed at the time of the Obama administration, and Trump started increasing the time it takes for us to get the H4 EADs. So there are some things that the Trump administration will try to do. That there are certain things he can do, there is certain things he cannot. He can't just take up the H4 EAD. I mean, it's not that easy for him to do it. Even though it's a regulation, it's not that easy for him to do it. But he will try. What he will try to do is that he will try to delay the things what can be approved. He will try to put a lot more restrictions on getting the approval. Those are the things. But we learned the lesson, though. Last time, when Trump administration came in, we were shocked. We didn't know how to react to it. It took a little bit while for us to adjust our practices for a while. Yeah.
So that's a good word, sir. Adjust is a good word, because I think for a lot of people it was the case. You know, they were in such a state of shock. I remember a few friends of mine, they were, too trumped for words, I would say.
So typically for big consulting companies, U.S. consulting companies, though, I don't want to name them, they were getting 40% of their H1Bs denied. Wow. 40% of their H1B denied. So what they used to do is that they used to send the people to India, and they used to get the H1Bs approved again and get the consulate approved H1B and bring them back. So people may have to have the patience of going to India and coming back from India. They need to be prepared for it. There may not be continuation of the H1B approval, especially if you're working for any consulting company. It's going to be very tough to get the H1B approval once the administration comes. And what we need to adjust, what immigration lawyers adjust, which Trump calls immigration lawyers the dirty immigration lawyers, and we are dirty for them for sure. a lot of the immigration lawyers before 2016, though, they never used to go to court litigation. We used to think that going to federal court is a big deal. But they cornered us like anything. If we used to get a denial once in a month or every 2-3 months, we used to get an H1B extension or H1B denial, and then we used to have a conference call with the employee, and the employee will go through every sentence that we have written in the RFE response. And then obviously every lawyer has their own versions how to respond to the RFE. Do we take this part? Do we take that part? Obviously, we have to take one or the other part. And because the denial comes in, now the client used to curse us saying that because you took this part, it got denied. Had you argued the other way, it would have been approved. Now, that used to be the case before Trump administration came in. After the Trump administration came in, every single day, there are years after, once he got matured a little bit, it took about 2017 or so, once he got matured a little bit, every single day, our office had received a H1B denial, every single day. And it was not, we were not that tense to speak. There was no conference call with the employer. There was no conference call with the employee. We just have to refile it. If the guy has to go outside the country and come back, if the H1B expires, we have to do. And so people, what I suggest people right now to do it is, if you can, if the Trump administration comes in, getting a I-140 approval is a must for you. So you need to start your H1B as I-140 PERM labor and I-140 as soon as possible. And be prepared if the Trump administration comes in to get the hurdles. These are hurdles. So you won't be denied to ever come back into the United States. These are just hurdles. So the hurdles will be that you will have to go back to India, come back after a temporary period of time. You need to prepare for that, whether it's an L1 extension, whether it's an H1 extension, whether, and there may be interruptions in the job though. So certain times, because if you don't get the H1B extension, the company may not want to continue the job offer. You will have to go to India. You'll have to come back again after getting H1B approval. You have to be prepared for it. One thing I would suggest all the people is that if your immigration lawyer is suggesting you to go to the federal court, though, if there's an option to go to the federal court, now it's going to cost money. Believe me, it is worth for you guys to go to federal court. Okay. Because at the Trump administration and the Trump decisions, let me tell you, the judges were not happy with the decisions of the Trump. It was so, I have never filed an immigration court case. I'm speaking about federal court case, where the judge is appointed by the Senate, by the president of the country, and it is appointed for the lifetime and ratified by the Senate. I've never gone to court litigation until 2018 or so. And believe me, somewhere in 2019, I probably will be the top litigation lawyer. If you take the number of cases that I've taken to the court, immigration cases, I probably will be one of the top, I would say, which I never did it before Trump administration come in. And believe me, a lot of other lawyers have adjusted the same way. What to do? We are getting denials. So once we file in the court, though, they know they are going to lose in the court. So typically what they do is that by about 60 days, when the time comes to response, they come and say, okay, I'm going to approve your client's case. Withdraw the thing. Okay, they approve the H1B, we'll withdraw the court case. And that goes on. Now, it's not going to happen 100% of the time, but people need to prepare to go to the federal court and need to prepare to spend that money rather than going to India. If the option is given to you and the lawyer and you think so it's a good option, you should go for it. You should spend that money to go to the federal court though.
Got it. And sir, for people who are still on sort of the proverbial H1B boat, do they need to switch out their renewals to like a premium processing or something just so that they can get
Good question. Now, at the time of Trump administration, they switched off the premium processing though.
Oh, yes.
Okay. For most of the time, they did switch. Now, we may at this point of time do a class action suit if it happens though. Because we now do class action suit is not just for our client, but also for other people. And one problem with the class action suit, it takes a little bit of time. Now, having said that, that's a good option. If the premium processing is open, guys, take the premium processing. Let's say, for example, your H1B is expiring in July of 2024. If you are applying for H1B right now, apply for the premium processing. If you get the denial, if you get the denial, you can reapply the H1B extension again.
Right.
You don't have a problem. And if the premium processing is not there though, I would suggest to go to the court. Initially itself, as soon as you file the H1B within 30 days, if they don't, go to the court to try to expedite the matter so that the decision is given to you before July so that you get one more chance. Only because the USCIS has delayed.
Okay.
So yeah, that is a good option. Those people who have the premium processing should go for premium processing, get the decision before the I-94 expires. Now, there are some companies that will discourage you for it. Don't trust them. They will say that if you do in premium processing, you're not going to get the parole. Don't trust them. And if you have to pay the money, please, you pay the money because it's your life, because your company can wait. Because if, let's say, for example, your H1B doesn't get, your I-94 expired in July and the extension is pending, and the extension is going to be pending until November or December of 2024. We all know that you can continue working. We all know that is right. We all know that you can continue when the extension is pending. But the problem is if the denial comes in at that point of time, then you have to go to India, and then we don't know whether your company is going to file the H1B. We don't know the end client is still willing to have the job with you. Then you have to get this going outside the country and get the stamping. That is a very good suggestion, Nitya Garu, of getting the premium processing.
No, and I hope everybody jots down their dates. Please get this premium processing started, and hopefully all the best to everybody who's watching. All right. Anything to add at this point, Rahul Garu, before we go to our callers?
No, as we go, the questions will come in. We'll see.
All right. Fingers crossed. We'll say let's hope for the best with the next election, and let's take our first caller on that note. All right. Caller with number ending in 9867. 9867. We're ready for you now. Hello. Hello. Caller with number ending in 9867. We're ready for you.
Hello?
Hello,
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you for
can you
calling.
hear me, ma'am?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go
Hi,
ahead.
ma'am.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Pari. Andi.
Cheppandi.
Yeah, నేను గ్రీన్ కార్డ్ ఈఏడి మీద ఉన్నాను. నా ప్రయారిటీ డేట్ నవంబర్ 2014. సో నా క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే నేను మా ఫ్రెండ్ ఎల్ఎల్సిలో జాయిన్ అయ్యాను రీసెంట్గా. సో మై క్వశ్చన్ ఈజ్ లైక్ నా 485 ఇంటర్వ్యూ వచ్చినప్పుడు does the company financials really matter only? Because my friend LLC who is paying 85.15, because of that I joined my friend's LLC. So I'm the only employee in that company actually.
As long as, he must have some profits, definitely. It's not a big deal. The financials are not a big deal as long as he shows at least $5,000 to $10,000 profit a year, which I don't see a problem. But one thing, Hari, that I have to tell you is that this 85.15 is not considered to be an employment. It's considered to be an independent contractor, and that company seems to be passing through. I know a lot of people don't like what I said, but that's not considered to be legal though for employment for the H1B and also for the purpose of the 485 employment. Do you see my point? Because it looks like you're an independent contractor. You just took the contract and gave it to them, and he will take his 15% cut and he'll give you 85%, which technically is not a good thing though, for you to go for the interview for the 485. I would suggest that you move to a different company and then go for it. Don't look into a little bit money that you are going to make extra. Look into a little bit safety for your 485 application. I'm not telling that it's completely denied, but you will be facing a risk, especially if you are having a contract for 85 and 15, and you're the only employee and there is no other employee for the company.
Okay. So I have one more question. So if he runs, if the contract ended, paycheck must be running every month, or how it should be ending?
There must be a continuation of job offer and employment for you though. If you think so that you're in fear of losing the job, you may want to contact an immigration lawyer privately. There are options for the self-employment too. There are options for a job offer, even though you don't do the job. Let's say, for example, you want to take off 5 months off, and then you have a job offer from a particular company, but you just want to take 5 months off because you've been working for more than 10 years in the United States. That is permissible, but the documentation need to be very good, and the company should not be a one employee company. I would rather prefer to have a bigger company to have a job offer. Okay, but if ever you get where you don't have a job, I want you to consult an immigration lawyer privately. We'll go to the next person again.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling in. All right.
Nitya Garu, I want to address
Yes,
this 85, 50, and 90. I don't know what these things are. Especially when it comes to the adjustment of status, maybe definitely it may be allowed, may not be allowed. We don't know. It will be up to the officer. But remember last week we were expressing that the people will getting misrepresentation, deportation, and all different things. So when people have this kind of agreement, kind of where they are getting the job, they are just getting paid 85 or whatever percentage it is, that is technically speaking of independent contractor though, passing through the company. It may not constitute an employer and employee relationship. So if people like these people will face the CBP, and particularly our dear CBP, Customs and Border Protection, the airport people when you enter into the United States, in Abu Dhabi or probably in Chicago, they will throw them out though.
Right.
So the employment contract should not specify any of them. It should not have the terms of percentage, especially for the H1B guys. That is considered to be completely illegal, guys.
Okay. Got it.
We'll go to the next.
That makes sense, yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller. A caller with number ending in 2904. 2904, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, sir. How are you, sir?
Hi, sir. Thank you for calling. Please go ahead with your question, sir.
Yes, sir. So I'm the primary guy, I left my employer like a year back and I started my own LLC on my wife's name. I mean, kind of like, self-employed. So technically I'm in wife's payroll right now. So, you know what, right now, the contract that I've been working, it got ended. So now should I be running my paycheck for the minimum, PWD?
I would want this conversation to be in private though. Okay?
Oh, sure.
All
right.
Okay. Thank you. That would be much better.
Sure. Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, it's always consult an immigration lawyer in private. That would be much better. The reason, Nitya, I can't answer in one-line answers is that there is something called white and there is something called black. So when there is black and white, it's easy for me to answer in the TV show. When there is something gray area, though, where, for example, technically speaking of, he's just running the payroll, though, and that may be considered to be money laundering. Why are you running the payroll if you're not working for the company? So he should technically be kind of working for the company, even if he doesn't have a project. People can work. They can make the projects for it. They can make the software development. So
he
those
cannot
are the
just
things
call
that
and say, I'm just running the payroll. That's not
there
legal.
There you go. Yeah. Our guys need to be diplomatic. And this is where last week what we addressed is where the problems, what we addressed is what our guys are speaking. That's the reason I want these people to be more diplomatic rather than. So it's a gray area. So that's the reason I want him to consult a lawyer.
I think the one place where Desis generally overshare is this immigration field only. They feel obliged to give information that's not required, not pertinent, can get them into trouble, all kinds of things. Whereas, it can be something as trivial as who came to my house. That will be the biggest secret for their household, versus, what can be told for immigration.
I'll tell you some of the examples recently that I came across. So the person is coming into United States. So in the airport, it's their common question, what's the purpose of your visit?
Oh, yeah.
So now this guy says, my dad has died in 1 year. Wait a minute. He's asking for purpose of your visit into United States, not India. So if a US citizen or green card holder is coming, the question, what's the purpose of the visit, is the reason why we went to India. That's different. When you are on H1B, non-immigrant visa, they're asking, why are you coming into my country? You need to tell the purpose of your visit to United States or coming into United States is for, if it's an H1B, work, or I want to join my husband, or I want to go to school. I mean, based on that. Not that you visited India for your marriage, your sister marriage, or something like that. That's not the purpose.
No, they feel like, a ham scene would work out perfectly in such a scenario, which it actually backfires on most of them. It's like, keep the emotions aside, be very business about it and tell them only as much as they need to know.
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 3686. 3686, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello,
caller with number ending in 3686. Hello, sir. Yeah. Thank you for calling, sir. Please go ahead with the question.
All right. Hi, Rahul Garu. Thanks for all your help. So I lost my job as part of the mass layoffs in my company in November last year, November first week. And just before my grace period end, 60 days grace period end, I found a new employer who filed for my H1B in January first week. And I received a receipt notice for that petition, and now it is pending actually. But now I found a new job, better job. So the attorney is asking, as part of the transfer, the attorney is asking for most recent three most recent paychecks and all other documentation. But the current company pay cycle is a little bit different. They run the current month paycheck the next month. So based on that, I won't be getting the January paycheck until February end. So the paychecks I have is only from my previous employer where I was laid off. So it's like 3 months old. So what are my options here to provide?
You explain him that one. So by the time this guy prepares a H1B application, files the application, you will have the February paycheck with you. And you, in the February paycheck, it will point out that he's actually paying for January. So that is good enough. You can explain it to the lawyer. As long as you're working, you're going to get the paycheck later on. He would not have any problem as long as you explain to them that even though I worked in January, my paycheck will come in February. That's how the payroll runs in there. You explain that to them. Okay?
What if they don't want to wait because it is in the middle of the process? What if they don't want to wait? Is there any other alternatives that I can suggest?
No, they can still file the H1B application without waiting. Okay? And you can either they can file in the normal processing, or even if they file a premium processing, by the time you get an RFE, you will have the paycheck.
Okay. And then if my current employer by any chance doesn't give paychecks, are there any alternatives for me?
I know you're getting it there though. You may have to file if you file the H1B, your company is not giving the paycheck though. You may have to leave the country and get the H1B approval and you're stamping outside the country. Okay? You may have to do it. You may have to do it. But you should have filed a B2 application, but I will explain later on about this though, okay? Thank you for your call though.
Okay. Yeah,
we'll go to the next.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling, sir. Rahul Garu, do you mind explaining?
I knew from the beginning itself what he meant by the paycheck. So were you getting it? So this is classic mistakes our guys do it. I hope my audiences should not be doing this mistake. When you are touching the 60 days, the best thing to do for you is to file a B2 application, move into visiting visa, not the H1B. Now you may ask the question, why would I leave a job of $100,000 and go to B2? He doesn't have a job there. That's the reason why he is saying that he's not going to pay the paycheck. First, he said the paycheck will be delayed. Next, he said that they're not going to give the paycheck.
Okay. Now it makes sense. Okay.
So I would typically, this is what some people do. I'm not telling he did it. I'm just telling what typically some not so good well-advised people will do. You lose a job in November. So that means in January comes the 60 days. They find some consulting company. They pay the money to the consulting company to file the H1B. They file the H1B. And now they're debating. Now they also pay the money to run the payroll also. To generate the payroll of the company. This is all considered to be money laundering. This is considered to be fraud. Right. The easiest thing this guy should have done, and the future guys who are going to lose a job should do, is file a B2 application. Even if you have an I-140 approval, you can file a B2 application. USCIS has clearly mentioned in March of 2023, if you lose the job, you are still wanting to cling around in this country, please apply for B2. And not only they said it, and this is Biden administration, thanks for them. Not only they said that, you can change from B2 to H1B. Even if your B2 is pending, we are going to approve your H1B approval. So when they are giving you all the options, why don't you go for the cheaper option that's going to cost you less than $500 to file a B2 application? And you can file an online B2 application, stay in this country, rather than spending all this money and getting into trouble.
So, sir, you can technically file a B2 application for yourself while you're living here on your H1. Well, it's...
You can apply for change of status here from H1 to B2.
And you don't have to leave the country for that.
You don't have to leave the country. So from January to July, he will get an option of staying in this country. And let's say he lost in the month of November, he lost. And he has until July to find a new job if he files a B2 application, which he found it. But the problem is, now that he went to company B to file the H1B, there is no payrolls for the company of the company. And he's involved in a lot of bad things with this company B. If something happens bad to the company B, they will say, how did you pay the money, or whatever happened with these conversations will not be good for this guy. So when there is an easy option of B2, guys, please do not go to these fraudulent H1Bs.
Yeah. So, however, there are a lot of companies that do have this thing about running the payroll at different times in the month, right? So technically,
you're right, but he's not going there. He knew that. He
went there and then went off to the.
He went there and went off there. yes.
Okay.
So when he was because he could have easily explained to the lawyer, "Oh, I'm working with this client, but yet his payroll is right. The lawyers will be fine. They will file the H1B." But then he said, "No, I'm not going to get the payroll. What if I'm not going to get the payroll?"
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what. Okay.
He was being very diplomatic.
Good job, dude. At least on the diplomatic front. All right. On that note, let's take our next caller. Keep practicing, guys. You'll get better at being diplomatic. Don't bring emotions into your talk. All right. Okay. Caller with number ending in 9473. 9473. We're ready for you now. Hello.
Hello, Nitya madam.
Hi, sir. Thank you for calling, sir.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Please go ahead,
thanks for taking my call, Andy.
Sure.
So my question is, sir, so quick background. I have a pending 485. I got AP, and also I'm on H1B at the same time. So my AP expired, so I applied for a renewal of AP in June 2023. So it has been pending for last seven months, and I need to travel to India now. I don't have an H1B stamping. So is there any kind of option for like an emergency, like which can be given in 1 to 2 days?
No, 1 to 2 days is very unlikely. If there is a real emergency, death in the family kind of thing, emergency though, you can call the 800 number and you have to just cry, okay? And if they believe you're crying, then they may give an appointment to go to local office. They will give an advance parole only for 1 month emergency advance parole. That can be achieved in 2 days. The other option is that if you want to go to the court, which seems to be that there's a high likely chance if you go to the federal court, because you filed in June of 2023. Okay. If you're in June of 2023, though, you can go to federal court, but it will take 70 days for you to get any kind of result there, not 2 days.
Got it. Okay. So a quick follow-up on this, Andy. So can I do InfoPass appointment myself? Like, can I go online and do it or no?
You can try, but you can try and request them the emergency parole there, InfoPass appointment. InfoPass appointments are not available for a long period of time, for at least 2 weeks. That's my understanding. But if you can get an InfoPass appointment, and then you just have to go there and cry there. That's it. When I say cry, I mean cry. That's all. That you know, Nitya, you're more into this movies and all those things. So
yeah.
You're not crying.
Got it, sir. Got it.
So that's the time to not be diplomatic. Okay. Whatever we've been talking about on the show about being.
No, it's really it's really an emergency. That's why I have done AP through their call center, but it took a lot of time. Like, you know, you have to submit proof. It takes like 7 days, 10 days.
Right.
So that's why you know.
Sure. What I suggest to people is that if people have like you're in June and right now you have only 2 days, I suggest to a lot of people, if you are wanting to we're not speaking expediting. When we go to the court, we cannot expedite unless there is real emergency. And courts cannot consider those real emergencies. The people have to. They are supposed to adjudicate these things in 60 days. You go to federal court though. Why does it take them 70 days in the federal court when we file that case is that when we file a court case, we have to serve a notice to the USCIS. We sue the Jadu, the chief of USCIS, and when we serve the notice to them, they have 60 days to respond. Typically, I mean, not guaranteed though, what they just do it is that instead of facing the court and responding to that, they'll just approve your case and then get rid of you. So we suggest to plan a little bit earlier, not 2 days before, okay? Okay,
got it. So last follow-up question on the same topic. So if I get that emergency from the field office, will it is my pending I-131 be denied, or will that be still active?
Is this your first I-131, or is it an extension?
This is an extension renewal.
It won't be denied. If it's a first one, it will be denied, and you can always refile.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. Now, before we take our next caller, Andy, I have this one interesting question that I'm seeing. This is from Sadashiva. Says, how long can we stay without a job once we get our green card?
Ever.
Forever?
Forever. 90 years you can stay without job.
Okay.
90 years. Why not 91 years? I expect this guy not to be alive by that time. That's it.
All right. And does it cause any impact during citizenship application?
Zero. Zip. Will not cause any problem whatsoever at all.
Okay. Great. Awesome.
There is no requirement that you must have a job to get the citizenship. And a lot of people get confused that, oh, if we lose a job, will I lose the citizenship? No. If I lose a continuous job, will I lose the citizenship? Will I not get the no? For citizenship, there are a couple of things. No criminal activities, definitely everybody knows that. If you're traveling more than 6 months outside the country, don't do it. And if you have any plans to do it, consult an immigration lawyer before you. So typically a lot of people come to me, hey, Rahul, can you file for an immigration? I'll ask them 2 questions. Have you committed any crime? No, I got speeding ticket. Okay, that's not crime. Next, have you ever traveled outside the country for more than 6 months? No. Then I tell them the third answer for me is that you don't need me, go online and file an N400 application by yourself. And you can file it online. You don't have to go file manually. We strongly recommend people to file N400 application online though, because it speeds up the process for them.
Got it. Cool. So there's one more question here from Cool Dude. Says, if a student on F1 visa studies bachelor and master degrees in 5 years continuously, like a dual degree program, will they get, I think I know the answer to this, but will they get 3 + 3 years of OPT/CPT?
First of all, 5 years of master's degree, continuous 5 years of the master's degree.
Bachelor's and then master's.
And master's degree. Yeah, no, only 3 years of, only 3 years you will get it. Because there is no break between the bachelor's and master's though.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not advisable.
Correctly.
Yeah, it's not advisable to do those kind of things if you are anticipating an OPT and STEM extension. I know that some of the degrees are like that you get, you have bachelor's plus master's combination get it, but there's no gap in between those things. So it's not like after 3 years you get a bachelor's degree. No, it's like combination bachelor's and master's after you complete the 5 years.
Got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Okay, let's
now Nitya, I want to go back to one more thing, and this one. Maybe if somebody does a bachelor's degree in 3 years instead of 4 years, you can do that, you know, is it right? Your kids are not teenagers, yeah. So you know. But if the college students here go and get a bachelor's degree in 3 years instead of studying 4 years, my son got it in 3 years. Nice. Can they get an OPT for OPT and CPT? I mean, sorry, OPT and STEM extension? They can.
Right. Okay.
They can. It doesn't. They completed their 4-year degree in 3 years, so they are eligible for the OPT, and if they're STEM degree, they're eligible for the STEM extension.
So it's just that you have to have completed a degree followed by this.
Right. They have to complete a degree, and there must be a pause.
Got it. Okay. Before they can take up.
It's not like you complete 3 years of bachelor's degree and 2 years of master combination together. Can you get 3 plus 3? No, only 1 3 there.
Only 1 3. Okay, got it. Good. Okay. On that note, let's take our next caller, Andy.
No sixers. No boundaries.
All right. Caller with number ending in 6766. 6766. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sir. Thank you for calling, sir. Please go ahead with your question.
Okay. I'm on H1B, and 485 is also pending since 2020. And 2 children age out is also covered under the law now. So my question is, do I require the employer who sponsored me in any way?
Well, absolutely.
Do they have any kind of role to play?
Absolutely zero role. As long as you are employed in a similar profession, as long as the new employer is willing to give you the I-485J, which you can find it online, with a 0 filing fees, they're willing to. Now, do they need to file the I-485J immediately? No. When there is an RFP, they can do it. When there is a 485 interview, they can do it. Can your ex-employer do anything to get the 485 denial? Zero zip. They can do nothing. Can they withdraw the 485? No. They cannot. Can they withdraw the I-140? Maybe, but it won't negatively affect your green card even if they withdraw the I-140. I'm already assuming that it's been more than, well, in your case, you filed in 2020, since it's more than 180 days that you have filed the 485 application and your I-140s are already approved. Even if they withdraw the I-140, it will not have negative impact on you. At the most, you will get an RFP for a 485J. Are you still employed? If so, what profession? Who is the employer? Show it to me. That's all you are going to get it for.
And does the job has to be, offer has to be there with the employer or no?
Which employer? The same employer or any employer?
No, same employer.
Absolutely not required. As long as the AC-21 provision allows you to move from company A to company B. It doesn't have to be from same employer. It has to be by some employer. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Wish you best of luck.
Thank you so much for calling, Andy.
Nitya Garu, I want to elaborate on the people who are shifting from company A to company B in these things. I mean, practically, we do not see any denials. I mean, rarely in my life of 10,000 plus cases that I've ever handled directly, indirectly, spoke more than that. I get YouTube and all those things, so many cases. Only one case was denied when the person moved from company A to company B. And that is because he moved from software profession to the restaurant manager. He signed an affidavit saying that the only job he does is restaurant manager. So, and every other case that we have ever touched it, we have ever handled, we never had any denials when people change, if they have changed within the similar profession. Now, people ask me the question, does the job has to be the same? No jobs are same right now. You don't go to the same company next day, do the same thing again. If Nitya and I would be doing the same thing again, we will copy and record and paste it. We don't have to keep on answering your questions. The questions are new, the people are new, the different thing, there is a different thing. So the job is not the same. It always changes though. The only robots do the job, the same job. But somebody objected to me and saying that, no, sir, you're wrong. Nowadays, robots are also, they do a different jobs and they improve it. Well, I take back, I'm not an AI robot guy. Yeah, it has to be in the similar profession, guys. So if it's in Java, Java software, and then you move into SAP though, you are perfectly fine. It's still a software according to. However, even though Java is a software, now you said you're going to work in Starbucks making coffee with a Java coffee. No, sir. Even though this Java and that Java is matching together, that is not a similar profession, not according to me.
Yes. One tastes good, one smells good. So, difference. All right. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 3570. 3570, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hi, ma'am. Hi, Rahul.
Hi, sir. Yes,
Thanks for taking
calling,
my call.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please go ahead with your
Thanks,
question.
sir, for taking my call. Sir, my situation is like my employer filed my PERM in Jan 2023, but unfortunately it got denied. In Jan 2024 it came to know, but the reason yet to be known because we need to get the denial notice. So what are my options as of now?
So
I have completed 2 years of H1B.
You have completed 2 years of, you still have 4 years of H1B.
Yes.
Okay. So definitely based on the denial, you can consider motion to reopen, appeal, but you should definitely consider refiling the PERM application immediately. Irrespective, even if you think so that the base is completely irrelevant, completely illegal for them to do it, I want you to start a labor certification again because it takes almost 1.5 to 2 years nowadays to get the labor approval if you start from the scratch. So do it again. At the same time, try to look into the denial to see that it can be reversed, okay? It's good that you have acted.
My employer told that.
Yeah, it's good that you're acted very early in advance. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry to interrupt. So what my employer told is he want to go with Balka appeal. I don't know what is that Balka appeal. When I Googled it, it was, I think,
I know what that is.
More than 1 year for duration. Yeah. And what is the difference between Balka appeal and request for reconsideration to CEO?
It's the same thing. It still goes to the, it still takes time though, okay? It goes to the labor department. They can just transfer that into motion to reconsider. When we file a Balka also, they can consider. So it's all the same. Motion to reopen, for you, it's all the same. It takes time. But what I'm telling to do is, he can go to Balka, he can go to motion to reopen. It will take a long time for you to get any response. In the meantime, I don't want you to lose the time. I want you to start labor certification from the scratch. You got the point?
Okay. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
He already filed one more application. My employer already filed on Jan 12th, EB3 application. So
why did he file one more before he got the denial?
Yeah, after denial only he filed, sir.
You said it got denied only in January 19th.
No. In Jan first week, I got the denial. So what he told is he'll go for the appeal and he filed one more application on Jan 12th.
Got it. Okay, that's a very good thing he did it. That's very nice that you did. You can look into Balka consideration, okay? Okay then.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you,
job.
sir.
So thanks, sir. Thanks a
Sorry,
lot.
sir. Rahul Garu, just very quickly, can
Nitya
you
Garu,
respond on the thing?
yeah. Dal mein kuch kala hai.
Okay.
A couple of inconsistent statements, not from him.
Okay, understood.
Not from him. That guy, January first week, the denial comes in. Right now we are on January 28th. Where is the denial? Why is he not showing the denial?
Correct.
And could it be that he already estimated the denial is going to come in so that it got denied in the first week and second week he files this application? There's a good chance it might have been. So when employer files the labor certification, they file in batches. So once that batch gets denied, they will come to know that the reason for the denial is a particular mistake done by them, so that the rest of the things will come denial. They know that. That's the reason they prepare to refile the application though. And I think so there is a reason why they're not showing the denial to him. But anyway, the company rectified its mistake and they did refile the labor certification application. So hopefully for him, it will turn out good for him.
Yeah. Let's hope for the best.
And Nitya Garu, let's also get back into situation. This guy did a very good job. He's probably did the labor certification the first year of the H1B itself, though, which is a very good job. And I want everybody to do it. These kind of things can happen. Now, what would it be if he was coming to the 6th year and the labor gets a denial? At that point of time, Balka appeal is the best source for him. And filing another application at the same time is definitely he needs to do. Why Balka appeal is, if we file an appeal or motion to reopen or reconsider, we can extend the H1B by 1 year.
Oh, 1 year, okay.
Right. Remember, if the I-140 is approved, we can extend the H1B by 3 years, is that right?
Right.
If the labor is pending for more than 1 year, you can apply for this 1 year H1B extensions.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Since his labor was filed in January of 2023, even though he got the denial, when we file the motion to reopen, when we file the Balka appeal, we take January 2023 as the starting date that the labor is pending. So they will be eligible for the 1 year extensions.
Got it. That makes sense. Okay. Cool. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that information. All right. Let's take our next caller. Okay. Caller with number ending in 2190. 2190. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Yes, I can
Thank you
hear
for
you.
calling.
Thank you.
Okay.
So
Go
I'll
ahead,
begin.
sir. Go ahead with your question, sir, please. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, I'm currently working for an employer A. So I may get an offer in the month of March ending before the H1B application gets ended, registration gets ended. So whether my employer B can file H1B, I'm on STEM OPT right now.
So you are working
So
for
interviews in
company
process.
You're working for company
Yes.
A and you got the job offer.
Yes.
And they're going to give the confirmation in March sometime.
Yes.
Do you know? Well, how big is this company or how small is this company? And when is your STEM extension expiring?
My STEM extension expires in 2025. So my current employer A, I want to change the job from employer A to employer B. Employer B, I may get the offer in the March ending. But
March ending, okay. So
yes.
if you're going to get in the March ending, you know that March 20th is the last date to file the lottery. They would not be filing in the lottery. They would not be filing in the lottery. So if you file, and the company A will be filing H1B though. Okay, of course they will file in the H1B. And if you don't, if you move to company B though, company B will not be able to file a H1B if the lottery is selected also, company B will not be able to file the H1B. So if your tendency is to move to company B in March ending though, especially if your H1B is selected though, I would advise you, no, you will be na garka, na gatka. Okay? Wait until the H1B is approved, wait until October 1st, and then these offers will keep coming. H1B lottery is not that easy. You know, last time for every 5 or 6 people, you get selected, one is right. Don't take that chance for the next year. Finish it this year. If you get the H1B, you finish it this year. Don't lose it, okay? The timing of your changing is very, very, very bad. You get the H1B in this lottery, you move to the different company, you will be na garka na gat. We'll go to the next call.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. All the very best. Thank you so much for calling. All right. Caller with number ending in 4050. 4050, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, sir. Thank you for calling. Go ahead with your question, sir.
Sorry. Yeah. So basically,
Sir,
I have
can
a
you
question
put your
regarding
TV
the...
on mute if you don't mind?
Yes, I already put on mute. Is it clear now?
Thank you. Yeah, it's clear. Go ahead, sir.
It looks like it's a party at your home. Go ahead.
Yeah. So actually myself, Rajesh, I have a question regarding the investment. So, so the H1B and the dependent H4 EAD, can the people put an investment as a, LLC? Does it make any difference, like, combination of H4 EAD people and H1B people? And can the H1B holder be on a loan?
Be on the loan application.
That's
What
right.
do you mean loan? Okay, let's speak H4 let's speak H4 EADs and H1Bs separate. H4 EAD guys can do anything and everything. There is no limitation for it. As for the H1B is, can you invest in a company? Absolutely you can. Now the question is, can you get involved in the management of the company? The answer is no. The H4 EADs, can be this CEO of the company? Absolutely. Can there be can be a restaurant manager? They can be a restaurant manager. Can they be a Microsoft CEO? They can be a Microsoft CEO. Can they flip burger and McDonald's? They can. H1 holders cannot do any of these things. It's only limited to the H1B filing. Otherwise, they can't do it. You cannot be an active partner. You cannot be an active partner. Okay.
Okay. So, okay, I got that. So I have a question saying that, if the H1, the other two H4 people can be on a, as an LLC partners, and can the H1B person can hold, property, being the loan, going to the loan?
Going to the loan. They can. So are you going to give a personal guarantee in going to the loan of the company? Is that what you're asking? Because let's say, for example, we both are partner. I'm a US citizen. You're not a US citizen. And we formed a company. Let's call it as an ABC company. I'm the manager of that company. When I am guaranteeing from the company, there is no signature of you required. There's nothing is required. The only time when we are going to the loan, your requirement comes is when you are personally guaranteeing the loan. So, but technically speaking about though, can the H1B guy give a personal guarantee to a loan that the company that you have invested? Yeah, you can. I don't see that as a management though. That's a personal guarantee. Okay?
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you, Rahul.
Yeah. One other advice though. Now, I'm not an investor advisor to you, but I will tell you one thing though. If I would have given a personal guarantee to any of the investments that I have done, okay, I would not even have my underwear though. I would have lost everything.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay, be very careful in what I said to you, because Those things will involve a lot. Once you give the personal guarantee, it is a lot of risk there, because then they can come and take a lot of your money, including the money that you have invested in India in the plot that you made 50 times there. They can come after that too. Okay?
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
That makes sense. Yeah. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us. All right.
So investment guarantee, Andy, when people give the personal guarantees, it's very dangerous. They need to consult, not me, I'm not an investment lawyer. They need to consult an independent lawyer separately. Definitely not Rahul Reddy or Reddy Newman PCT. They are not good at it. They don't know anything about it. But be very, very cautious. Speak with an independent lawyer before give a personal guarantee. Now, if you're buying a house, your own house, you're giving a personal guarantee. That's fine. I'm fine with it. You're buying a car, you're giving personal guarantee. That's fine. But if you're going and establishing, let's say somebody is building a Chick-fil-A and then you are giving a personal guarantee, the way it works out is very ridiculously different. Nitya, if we both are partners, for example, 50-50 partners, and you have a lot of money and I don't, and we took a $10 million loan, guess what happens? They are not going to come after for you for $5 million. They can come after for your $10 million.
Yeah.
Since I don't have the money, I'm fine. You have the $10 million, you lose the entire $10 million, even though you thought at that point of time your 50% stake is only $5 million. Sometimes it may be only $1 million, so you're only 10% shareholder. But there is a responsibility where they can recover all 10 million. So very careful when you're giving personal guarantee, guys.
Now, I've had personal experience with personally guaranteeing money for someone else, Sunday. So as a child, I've seen that happen. As an adult, I've done it. But I think I'm at a point where I can definitely say, like, if you can avoid it, avoid it. Unless you're really in a circumstance that you 100% trust that person, and even then it's not enough. So just be very careful, you guys. All right, let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 2257. 2257, we're ready for you now. Hello? I can definitely say, like, if you can avoid it.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir. Thank you for calling. But can you also put your TV on mute if you don't mind?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, sir, please.
Okay. So my name is Anil, and I have a question. Like I put on a chat also. My wife is traveling to India because of some emergency, and her visa is expiring. The current visa we have, that expiring on February 16th. And she can come back by February 10th, like before her visa expires. So is it okay for her to travel, or is there any issues
what visa she is in?
H4.
Okay. Is there H1B extended?
Yeah, my H1B extended. Her H4 also extended. Her H4 is extended until July of 25.
Absolutely not a problem. Absolutely not. But be careful on one thing. When she comes into United States, I don't want to get an I-94 until February 16th. I want her to get until the H1B expires, which most probably will be February of 2027. When she comes into the country, tell her to show your H1B approval and H4 approval. And please check the I-94 date as soon as she enters into the country. That is on February 11th. Think of this thing, Valentine's Day. You are going to check whether the I-94 is being valid or not, okay? The reason is that if you check the I-94 in March, she would have been staying illegally from February 16th. If you check it on February 11th or 12th or 13th and you find a mistake, there are ways lawyers can fix it, okay? There are ways lawyers can fix it. But most 90% of the time they give it properly, but your wife has to show the H4 approval. And let me tell you, will she has any problem coming into United States? Zero, zip, she will not have any problem coming into the United States. Just be careful with the I-94.
Got it. And then she also has an EAD, and which is also approved until her H4 is whatever, July 25.
Okay. So she comes back and continues working.
So she's still working. She's working right now, and she'll be able to work, right? Unless, so say by mistake, it's by mistake. Like I'm assuming that she will make sure that they give her the I-94 date.
If not, you contact an immigration lawyer before February 13th, and you may have to fly her to Mexico and come back by February 16th. Okay? Contact your lawyer, emergency.
She can like, right. But so then after even she has the EAD can't work. She can't work if they give her a wrong I-94 until February.
She's illegal. On February 17th, she becomes illegal. Yes.
So she has to make sure that I-94 is until that date, and if they make any mistake or anything, we can just contact directly lawyer and ask them to correct it, right? Based on the H4 eligibility.
Right. There are many ways of correcting it. Okay.
But
if that.
Got it. But there's no risk, like if they do it right, she can come by law, she can come 6 days ago, 5 days ago, it's fine.
I have no problem that she will have any problem. She will not have any problem. Next person.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Okay. All right. Let's take our next caller. Okay. Caller with number ending in 3228. 3228. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello. Hi.
Hello, sir. Hi, sir. Thank you for calling.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir, with your question.
Hi, Rahul Garu. Yep, thank you. Hi, Rahul Garu. So for the domestic H1B renewal, I just want to see what would you do in my case. So I have my primary employer and I have a concurrent employer part-time. And that part-time employer has been acquired by a new employer recently, like 4 months back. And when I checked with the new employer, they said no new amendments or filing needed, as it's an acquisition such a way they'll make it public, something.
I got the point.
So, yep. So in this case, while I was filing for the domestic, if I get a chance tomorrow and open it and submit it, will it be any issue in the filing for domestic since it's a new one, pilot program, right? Do you see any case or do you think that should be fine?
Just because you have a concurrent employment, anyway, you're providing all the information of the primary employment. I'm not expecting any problem whatsoever at all for you for the domestic visa stamping. Okay?
Okay. And in the DS-160, I will be informing my previous part-time employer and also the acquired one?
Right. The way you will do it is ABC Inc., formerly in the bracket, formerly known as XYZ Inc. Okay?
Oh, I say the new employer name and say formally. Okay. And the start date and end date will be the same. Okay. Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
So that whenever there is a change, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank
We'll
you,
go to the next person.
Thank you for calling, sir. All right. Let's take our next caller.
Nitya Garu, I want to pause. This kind of acquisitions happen most of the time when the lawyer or the HR is telling there is no amendment is required. 99.9% of the time they are trustworthy. And people ask me that question, look, my H1B says XYZ Inc. I'm not working for XYZ Inc. How do I say? Wherever they write anytime, wherever they need to write it, especially in the official documents though, all they need to do is that ABC Inc., formerly known in the bracket, formerly known as, okay? Formerly known as XYZ Inc., that's it. So that when immigration officer looks into the document though, as long as they look into that, and you don't want to create a doubt in the mind of anybody. When you give them in advance, oh, formerly known as XYZ Inc., they will be fine. Otherwise, in the employment history, they look into it. He has a H1B approval with XYZ Inc. Now he's saying he's working with ABC. It's illegal. They will issue an RFP. So then we can explain and do all those things, but to avoid that, just put ABC Inc., formerly known as XYZ. And guys, don't copy the same thing what I just said, and please take the meaning and do it.
All right. Okay, let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 6389. 6389, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, am I audible?
Hi, sir. Yes, you're audible. Thank you for calling us. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Yes, regarding H1B lottery, Andy, will the new rule will be enforced? I mean, for unique beneficiary selection would be done.
We are expecting it. We are expecting the new rule to be the way that they indicated to us, not this Friday, the last Friday. looks like we may get something called interim regulations though. Typically for regulations to pass, first they will get the proposed regulations. They will give us anywhere between 30 days to 90 days for us to respond. And then afterwards, based on the comments we made, they will issue the regulations though. But in situations where it requires immediate attention, where they cannot wait that much time though, the USCIS can issue regulations. It's called interim final regulations. They can issue regulations and make it implemented immediately. We are expecting that. We are expecting that for avoid these scams in the lottery. We're expecting that. But is there a guarantee that we can give? No, we cannot.
Okay. So and also like just heard like people who just committed fraud in previous years, like all whatever the applications that were revoked, will those be added to this fiscal year?
Yes, sir. If they were been revoked, they will be added into this year. Yes. Okay.
Okay. And also, do you have any idea about chip makers visa?
Chip makers visa.
Yeah.
I remember that question you had posted on the chat.
Right. No, I never heard of
that's
chip
on like
makers visa.
semiconductor.
I'm aware of
because they pass.
I'm not thinking of potato chips. I know what it is. But no, actually no.
No.
Is there some press release? I'm sorry?
Yeah, yes, Sandy. Yes, there's been some press release actually because of semiconductor companies having labor shortage. They have proposed a chip makers visa. Any progress on it?
Okay. No, I'm not aware of any progress in the immigration. I'm not aware of any progress in the Congress or anything like that at this point of time. But go ahead and send that press release though. I may want to look into it though. It definitely is not from the USCIS. It definitely seems to be that it might have come from the chip makers. And of course, we all acknowledge the shortage of chips and what's going on. Yeah, but there is nothing that I know the USCIS is doing right now. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it, Andy. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, sir. Okay. All right. Let's see the next caller. Okay. Caller with number ending in 2327. Be ready for you now. Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Please go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Yep. Thank you, Tegaru. I have a few questions actually. First one is as per the new regulations, there will be a problem in the my actual education and my current job. I am actually electrical and electronics engineer. Right now I'm in the IT, like most of the Indians are. Will it cause any problem in the extension? My
how many years?
Extension beyond August.
How many years of experience you have?
It's been like 20 years. In US alone, it's like 15 years.
I'm not.
I've been in H1B since 2008.
I'm not expecting any problem. There is education evaluations and certain other aspects that are there that can clear you off easily. Now, yes, at the time of Trump administration, we had difficulties in this kind of situations much more. But even with the new policies of the USCIS, I'm not expecting any problem whatsoever at all. And if our dear Trump comes in again, you just follow what Nitya said, try to get the H1B approval way earlier. If there is any problem, we can always fix it though. But in general, I'm not expecting any problem for you with 15 years of experience. And also whenever it comes to electrical engineering though, it's a little bit more closer to computer science though. We are able to get away a lot of situations, but in general, with 15 years experience, I'm not expecting any problem for you. Okay? We'll go to the next caller.
Thank you so much. Can I ask one more question?
Go ahead,
sir.
Yep. The previous caller called you about the PERM got denied and you asked her to resubmit immediately, right? But what happens to the PWD? Will it be valid till the resubmission?
No. The PWD that most probably that was filed before might have already expired though. Very highly it would have already expired. So the reason I told them to resubmit the PERM again is not with the same PWD. Start the process all over again. That's what I meant.
Oh, that's starting from the PWD, that's another 2.5
years. Right. Not exactly. Some of the companies, especially there's one company that is going to start advertising from next week for us. They keep the advertisements going. They keep the prevailing wage all the time active. They can file the labor certification within 2 to 3 weeks. If they hire you, they can file it 2 to 3 weeks though. So not that, so prevailing wage expired for that person though. What I meant to say for him was that instead of waiting for BALCA or appeal decision to wait for 2.5 years, and then start the process at that point of time, start the process right now, you can still do the BALCA appeal. That's what I meant. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. I have one more question. Maybe it will help for a lot of people. So after this pandemic, the remote work started like anything. Now I'm not like, I'm going to the office only once in a week, but my LCA always say that the work location is my office address. Will it cause any issue?
As long as your home location is within the reasonable distance though. MSA is a little bit tough to define. I would say if it is within 30 miles from your office location, I have no problem. Now, don't take 30 miles very strictly, guys. For example, Frisco and Irving, maybe more than Frisco, even beyond Frisco. I know Anna, Dina, I don't know what these are. It's beyond 30 miles. They mostly come under the same MSA as Dallas, so you guys are fine there. Okay? But where is your home location and work location though? Distance.
My work is in Washington D.C. I live in Northern Virginia, kind of suburb of Washington D.C. Almost everybody in Northern Virginia goes there.
How many miles is there between these?
Exactly 36 miles. 36.
You're good. In this case, you're good. You're good. You're fine. Okay.
Okay.
Next time when they file the H1B, try to include both your home and that one though. Next time when they file. But right now you don't need to. You're good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Sir, thank you so much for calling. All right. Sir, are they making any accommodations for like this post-COVID world and in terms of like what this gentleman was just asking about?
No, that's exactly a lot of people are doing a mistake. LCA location is only for one particular location. Okay, so we go with the location. Where the butt sits is where the location is. It has to be within the same MSA. Most probably for him, because it's Northern Virginia, it's very close to Washington, D.C. is fine. So if he's staying in Atlanta and his office location is in Washington, D.C., that's a little bit too far. It does not cover the MSA. In which case, he cannot do it. It is considered to be working unlawfully, working without status in this country. It's going to create problems for him. They have to go outside the country to get the H1B stamping. Your house location, whether it's a remote or whatever, has to be within the same MSA or within a reasonable driving or commuting distance of the office. If it's beyond that, you need to consult your immigration lawyer. Why is that I am staying in Atlanta, my LCA says Washington, D.C., and this TVASIA guy says that it's a violation? Please contact your immigration lawyer. He will tell you the answer.
Okay. Okay. So they just need to make sure that they have all their bases covered.
Right. And they have to do it before they move. So for example, if somebody is working in Northern Virginia and now they don't like the weather there and they want to, they like your city and they're like, Nithya, I want to stay very close to Nithya, and they want to go to Atlanta. And at that point of time, they need to get the LC approval before going into Atlanta and not after. And I see a lot of people moving to two main cities. One is Dallas and then one is Atlanta. And they keep moving and they will file the LCA afterwards, and they file the H1B amendment afterwards. That is a violation. Speak with your immigration before moving into unit to get that thing done.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 6359. 6359, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 6359. Hello, sir.
Hi, Andy. Hi,
sir.
Rahul Garu.
Thank you for calling, sir. Go ahead.
Regarding the Hello?
Good.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Hi,
Please.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So, quick question అండి. Basically, నాది 485 19 లో అప్లై చేసాం. సో 20 బేసిక్గా EAD 22 లో అప్రూవ్ అయింది. సో విత్ కంపెనీ ఏ డౌన్ గ్రేడ్ ఫ్రమ్ EB2 to EB3. Okay.
Wait.
So,
You filed
another
485 in
company,
2000. You filed 485 in 2019. 2019, and you got the
2019, yeah.
EAD up. You got the EAD approval in 2022. That's a little bit 3 years long time.
22,
You
yes.
got the extension. You got the extension of EAD approved, or you got the EAD first EAD approved after 3 years?
No, EAD approval in 22. Extension in 23.
Why did it took 3 years to get an EAD approval?
So yeah, that was quite long because I downgraded from EB2 to EB3. So that time I was trying to apply for a premium processing from EB2 to EB3. So yeah, 140 approval purpose, it was denied 6 times. So they didn't accept it first of all. So it was approved in 22 June around. So after they accepted 140, then they approved immediately the EAD.
Okay, so your 485 was actually accepted somewhere in 2022 or 2021 then, not in 2019. You may have filed it. Okay.
Yeah, I have filed it in 2019, but it's accepted in a downgrade, right? It's
technically not accepted. Okay. So there are different ways of getting those things accepted, though. I don't know why the lawyer didn't use all those techniques. But anyway, let's get to the point. So you got an EAD approval in 2022. Don't tell anybody that your 485 was filed in 2019. We get confused, okay?
Okay.
It's 2022 or 2023.
Okay.
Keep going. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Got it. Okay. So I changed employer to B in 22 July. Okay. So they never filed until now 485J. So if the dates are current in maybe a couple of months or maybe end of this year, right? So is there any problem, or do I need to force the current employer to file 485 immediately, or can I wait on the old one?
Did you change the company, or are you working for the same company?
I did change, yes. I changed the company.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you see the company that filed the 485 application doesn't have to file the 485J supplement only in the case when they are filing I-140 and 485 together. Since your company has filed I-140 and 485 together, they didn't need it to file the 485J. Now, since you moved out of the company, do you need to file the 485J supplement? You don't need to. You don't need to. You can wait until you get an RFP, or you can get an interview to the 485. At that point of time, you may want to file the 485J supplement. You technically don't need to file it right now. Is the priority date current for you?
It's 2013 Jan, my PD. It's not current.
Okay, so it's not current. So there is technically one other mistake, not that you intended, but there is technically, how could you file the I-140 and 485 in 2019? It was not current at all. So it was probably 2020.
No, it was current. It was current. It was, yeah.
It was not current in 2019.
It was 20, not 19. Sorry. It was 20. Sorry, by mad.
Okay.
So yeah, it was current in 20.
problem.
So at the time they filed it. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, you don't have to file the 485J supplement right now. Yeah, you can wait until priority date is current, or when they issue an RFP or interview. Okay.
All right, and one more question I have, sir. So basically, I have EAD another 5 years for my wife and 2 years for me. It was extended already. So, but AP was not approved. We applied for both together, but AP was not approved as of now. So we may need to travel again to India. So we traveled India when applied for extension. So do we expect that denial, or
this is an extension of advance? Is it extension? Will not? Is they're not denying the extensions? Only initial application. You don't have to file it again. You're good. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy.
పంచ పాండవులు ఎంతమంది అంటే మంచం కోళ్ళ వాళ్ళ నలుగురు అని సారీ మంచం కోళ్ళ వాళ్ళ ముగ్గురు. సో ఈ ఫైల్డ్ ఇన్ 2000 ముగ్గురు అని రెండు చూపెట్టింది. పంచ పాండవులు ఎంత అంటే మంచం కోళ్ళ వల్ల ముగ్గురు. So he filed in 2020, which he said he filed in 2019, and then it was refiled. He didn't tell that it was accepted in 2022. It's very hard unless you guys have to give me a detail properly. Okay.
Yeah, and so this is exactly the reason why we tell our viewers also to call us, because I think halfway along the gentleman's question, I kind of lost track of what he had filed or not filed, or done or not done.
Right, that's
essential information for Rahul Garu to have to be able to guide you in the right way.
Yes, that's right. And it's only TVASIA that provides this kind of thing where we can have live interaction on the phone rather than just having a chat, because I could have guarded that question at all if it is just a chat.
Yeah, and we love to hear you guys talk and voice your opinions, ask questions, get anything answered here, except for any predictions that Rahul Garu can do. We know that he's very bad at it. So other than for predictions, you can ask him about anything and matter. All right. On that note, I know, sir, there's a lot of people waiting in our call room as well as on the live chat as well. But unfortunately, we are all out of time as always today. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Rahul Garu, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, guys.
And, we'll be back same time, same place next week. So bring us your questions. Don't worry about however silly you may think they are or whatever it is. It's always better to ask us and give us a call next week. Until then, have a safe and great week. Goodbye and good night. Thank you.